People are coming in. I know I was doing this as a live stream on YouTube, which didn't work out as planned, but this will be recorded, so that's the good thing, and it will be posted on YouTube. So today what I want to talk about is something I've been getting a lot more. Well, first of all, my name is Scott Engler. As you could see, I guess we could just go here. And I'm a LinkedIn specialist. I primarily help people that are looking to make some type of career shift, whether it be the company or industry. I use LinkedIn as a specialization to help people brand themselves with networking strategies, marketing strategies, and some content management type of things. I've been helping people on LinkedIn for close to 6 years now. And today I'm going to talk about, I've been getting more inquiries about LinkedIn company pages, which my understanding from watching some videos is has changed a lot since LinkedIn changed the new user interface back earlier in 2017. So I thought it'd be good to make a basic tutorial video of how to create a company page on LinkedIn, and then just a few basic functionality things. So before I get started, I do want to let people know that are going to be watching that this is a very, very new area for me with LinkedIn company pages. I seriously just started using it, and the reason why I'm doing this video is because over the past, I'd say 3 months, I've seemed to be getting more and more inquiries from people about helping them with the company page. And I've held off on doing that because I didn't have nearly anywhere close to the same expertise or level of competency as I do with personal profiles. So that still is the case. Some of the principles I've seen translate over, but the LinkedIn company page is extremely complex. My intention is to have a team actually with people that might have more familiarity with running a company page. It looks like a company page is ideal for larger companies, but I could see how it could be also good for startups. Like a company of like 4 or 5 people that might be launching a product. Regardless, what I'm going to show you guys today is how to set up the company page, and then just a few functional components of it. So the first thing is if you want to create a company page, this is where LinkedIn gets tricky, because you could probably spend hours and not know how to create a company page because you can't find it. But if you go to work, and then this is really counterintuitive, if you just slide down a little bit, see that? I honestly didn't even know that existed until I was watching a tutorial, but then that pops up. So create company page. So I've already created a company page, but I'm just showing you guys where you actually could do it, because like I said, you could spend decades looking for how to set it up and be so frustrated that you'll never start. So again, you go to work, and then you go down, create company page. So mine's BYOB, Coaching and Consulting. I've already created one. That's why I was showing, oh, it already exists. But so you do that, and then it's showing you how your public URL is going to show up. And then you'd say, I verify, right? And then you're going to hit create page, and that's it. And then it creates a page for you. So as long as it's a company that doesn't exist already, it's going to create a page, and you're going to have a company page. So that's pretty simple. The hardest part, again, was just finding out how to do it. So once you have set that up, what happens is when you click on here, as you can see, manage company page. Since I've already created one, it goes to company page. So I click on that. And again, I am an infant like most people on LinkedIn company pages at this point. So, but I do know how to set one up, and I do know some of the basic components. So that's what I'm showing you guys today. So when you get to your company page, obviously, since I have one, I've made a few posts now, but what you would want to do is the first thing would want to be to go to the overview. So similar to a personal profile, we have the company page up here. I have my logo right here. This is where you might want to add a nice background photo that kind of, that mirrors this size. So that would be a good thing to have. And then you give a description. So kind of similar to your LinkedIn summary, just what is the company about, what kind of services do they offer, what industry they are, whatever you want to tell people, that's where you're going to give the company description, right, about us. And then what you do also, I'd say this is kind of like, where you could get really good with the keywords, and it almost be somewhat similar to like listing your primary skills. This is going to be good for SEO purposes and just obviously to clarify what it is your company does, right? So I'm, what my company does is professional branding, profile optimization, networking strategy. I do a lot of career coaching, job interviewing skills, help people with business development, right? So these are areas, and you could put up to 20. So I just started doing this. I probably, there's more that I'm going to add here, but just showing you guys. Then you'd put in the address, right, where your company is located. So company URL, so you have the website where they could find you, how many employees you have, when you started, what kind of type of company, what industry is it. So this is really good, obviously, to get those basic components like what industry you are, how many people work there. And what I think is going to be really good is if you have a company or team, when you have people's personal profiles, I highly recommend that you link them to your staff, right? And then because people more and more this day and age with the information overload and just what I call the disconnect as well, they want to put a face to the name. So if you had 5 members, it's like, well, you would want to link them up. You wouldn't do that here, but you would want to link them up so they could see, okay, who actually works here and who that I might know works here, right? Especially if it's a bigger company. So what you would do is that's where you put the admins on there, right here. But it's also going to pop up when you first create your company page. I think the one thing that I wasn't able to show you guys because I already created a page is it asks you automatically who works at your company and how many people work there. So that's when you're able to, I put in, my employee right there, but then I could put in more people. But again, it's something that when I first set it up, as I showed you guys before, that it gives you that option if my memory serves me correct. So that's really, the foundation, right? Get in here, that's the best start. This is highly complex, running a company page. And like I said, what I'm going to just help you guys with today is just setting it up in a few basic components. Again, I could only really share with you guys what I've seen so far and be helpful that way. But, definitely this looks like a great thing that if you have the right tools and are consistent with it, you could really be effective with your branding. And I think particularly my opinion is if you are a company that has a global reach, this is a great thing to be active and consistent with is your company page, because LinkedIn has over 500 million people now on the site in over 200 countries, and 70% of people are out of the US. So if you're a US based business, but you have locations in Japan, China, other countries, great thing to have and be active on here. So you could, reach a lot more people. Then let's do, so the second thing I'm going to show you guys today is a showcase page. I'm going to show you guys that real quick because I think this is a great feature that they rolled out. And a showcase page is, let's see how we get there again. Bear with me. Go to updates. I think I would actually go to admin tools. Yeah, so I would go to admin tools, create a showcase page. So admin tools, create a showcase page. Now a showcase page is, from what I've read about it, it sounds like a great thing. A few examples is it's like, I have a friend right now who he's the executive producer of this documentary. And so they're going national, hopefully international with this documentary, all sorts of, great visions and goals with it. So to have a showcase page that shows what the documentary is about and has an ongoing, like posts, like this is a separate page where you could do separate posts for it. So what LinkedIn describes it as is it's a great page to take people to that builds longer lasting relationships. So if it's not a short-term thing where it's just like a quick product launch or sale or something like that, that's not what a good thing is for a showcase page. A showcase page is something that's going to be ongoing for quite a while. That's a little bit separate from what your company's main services are. That could also build your brand, your following, your trust level, shows a different component. So in this case, they're doing some documentary on some guy that is a motivational speaker that spent some time in prison. So now he's going and doing all these speeches around the country. So this would be a great thing to have for them and showcase that way. Another great thing is like for a bigger company that has like a charity foundation, right? So it's like, I think of like Virgin, right? Virgin Airlines, they have subsectors of their company that are nonprofit or major charity organizations that give back to the community. So since that's not obviously like the main thing of how Virgin Airlines brands themselves, right? They're an airline, but that would be a showcase page would be perfect for their charity organization, right? Or whatever they're doing, something that's ongoing, right? But it's also like a sub component of the business. That's perfect for a showcase page. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Really quick, obviously, so you could post here on the updates, just like you would on your regular profile. Here's an image. You could do URLs for YouTube videos. Here you see I just did a post with a picture, and then I did a YouTube video earlier. So, obviously it's pretty similar in that way, but then the analytics and certain other things like LinkedIn ads are a lot different here, and it gets a lot more complex. Again, I'm not going to get too into that because I haven't had the experience yet with doing that. So I'm just going to kind of just show you the basics again. Analytics, this is good. Mine's not going to look too great because I just have made like 3 posts so far, but it'll show you how many impressions, clicks, interactions, what your engagement level is. And then it shows you obviously like a scale of a timeline, how to improve engagement, the demographics. So you got that kind of stuff. And then you could do like, obviously, if you want to do the last 7 days. So there's options there. Track more followers, how I compare to like other companies it's showing. Obviously I got a long way to go here. So here's the other thing I want to show you. So this is good demographics, like what, for me, if I'm doing career, primarily career coaching, what level of industry people are in that are seeing my posts or engaging. Shows right here. Career page. So this looks incredible. I did spend some time trying to find out how you create a career page. I wasn't successful. I spent about 15 minutes. My guess is it would be a component of Recruiter or Recruiter Lite subscription. I've never had either one of those. I've never needed one. But the reason I'm sharing that, I think a career page is great because you could really, what's missing, because I do consulting for recruiter.com now, and I have a lot of experience on both ends, from, you know, the branding and the employer branding, and what the disconnect is, why candidates aren't vibing with, you know, there's a disconnect between the companies and the candidates, right? And hiring is one of the biggest frustrations for companies this day and age. So I think this is an amazing component if you could learn how to use it, and you know what to do about it, because you could really engage people, as you say, attract top talent, right? Add videos about your brand, employee testimonials, and a feed of your latest job posts. I really think that's a great way to personalize your company, what your mission's about. Obviously, if you could get employee testimonials, that's a great way to engage talent, so they could get a feel, right? They could get a feel, not a disconnect from just tons of jargon and overused words that just don't really mean as much anymore. Is like they could get a feel of what it's like to work for your company. I really think that you could align and attract not only better candidates, but better, you know, most importantly, best fits for you and the organization and what you're about, and you know, for specific roles as well. So if you are creating a page, I highly recommend that you look into it. The way I got here was by going to analytics and then going to the bottom. And so there's a learn more. I'll just show you guys. It looks like there's a number you could call. It shows that there is a free demo. It's not as clear. There's a data sheet, so it's still pretty confusing. Is this something you need to purchase? It says it's a product. I'm guessing yes, but there is some options. You could request a free demo, download data sheets. It shows up in products, right? Career pages, but it doesn't show. So this is why I thought it might be part of the Recruiter Lite. So that's why that would be my best guess. Again, I would definitely try to contact sales, get support, figure out really what the best way is to do this, because I really think that since it's so damn confusing on how to create one, most people probably don't have a career page. So my opinion is, if you did create a career page, it would be all the more powerful. So that's why I'm really taking the time to show you guys, even though I don't know exactly what the next step is. I do know how to get to that, you know, first few steps where you can look at some of the benefits, right? And then, you know, there's options to request a free demo, and there's somewhere where you could contact someone. So that's really what I wanted to cover with you guys today. Again, I am the first to admit that this is an area that is new to me. And there's a lot to it. Here's just another way that shows the likes you've got, how it compares to the week and month, you know, the mentions. So there's also, not to get too into this, but, you know, if you have affiliate partnerships, there's options for that. So there's, again, this is a very complex thing, which is why I'm only showing the parts that I've currently experienced with. The last thing I did want to show that seemed really cool was when you do post, they have a really good feature to, so if I was going to post right here, so let's see, I'll do this, right? So you could do targeted audience, and then there's a whole setting. I mean, look at all these settings. So you could really get, you know, specific about who you're trying to reach, and by all sorts of different things. So I think that's a great tool. For some reason, I tried it earlier and it wasn't allowing me to save it, which is really frustrating, but I'm guessing there is a way to save it. So you could do the target audience post. And look, when I do presentations all the time, one thing I'm very clear about with people is that LinkedIn is not a user-friendly site. So you could see my earlier posts. I could pin one of them, you know, something that's probably popular, so that's good, kind of like Twitter has that pin feature. Sponsoring, that looks like where you could go to setting up like an ad sponsorship. That's a whole another beast of its own, but you could just see, you know, just some of the ways that it's working. And I think I'm gonna leave it at that, because there's, like I said, so much to go. But the good thing is, like anything else, why not just start with the first thing, which is creating the company page to begin with, taking it step by step. Hopefully, if you're watching this, you have a team of people that could maybe run different components of the company page. But I do think that it's a very, very powerful tool for your branding purposes and for launching products, or just to really gain followers and supporters in all parts of the world. That's the thing about LinkedIn that makes it such a powerful resource. So thank you again for watching today. And if you're interested, you could follow me on LinkedIn, Scott Engler, ENGLER. If you did want to reach out to me, I have about 5 different companies right now that are wanting me to do their branding and help with marketing on their company page. So I am currently in conversations with people that have more specialized training on LinkedIn company pages to have a team of people to provide that service. But if you were interested in getting help with this, I'd be happy to talk to you more about that and what that would look like. You could reach out to me again on here on LinkedIn. Just reach out to my personal page, Scott Engler, and I'm in Corvallis, Oregon, or you can email me, buildingyourownbrand@gmail.com. Once again, that's buildingyourownbrand@gmail.com. I'm going to actually just put it in there so you could see. So you guys can see it right there. All right, thanks for watching, guys.